I'm gonna figure this thing out, and I'm gonna tell you the answer, and then you're all gonna do it.
So the one of the books that we read a while ago was called Culture Code, and they talked about the All Blacks, which is, from what I understand, the winningest team of any sport in history. And if you guys get a chance, if you don't know the All Blacks, please just watch it. Intro of how they start their game, and they have their chant, and they have this unity with the team that is cannot be replicated. And from season to season, there's always a higher and higher expectation. I even wrote down, like you talked about Michael Jordan, to be able to have Zen Master or Phil Jackson coalesce a Rodman, a Scottie Pippen, a Michael Jordan, who are all individually phenomenal athletes and players, to then be able to get them to work together as a team. There is a cultural identity that the team ended up having at the Bulls and in the Lakers. And I feel that the greatest teams of all time have something that no one can really touch. You can't just copy and paste, this is what this team does, and we're just going to replicate it and we're going to get the same results. So maybe talk to us a little bit about that. Like, what is a culture, especially as a captain, that you're bringing? And maybe in retrospect, what are lessons learned from that perspective of how the team dynamics and the culture building is so integrated?
Well, yeah, I think that that's like the really the meat of what I was talking about before. My idea of leadership, I think, as a younger person, was what I said before. Was like I'm gonna figure this thing out, and then I'm gonna tell you the answer, and then you're all gonna do it. And I think even just based off of learning and watching, the Last Dance and all those things, like what a guy like Phil Jackson, I think he was able to call people forward and like invite people into that versus like talking at them and trying to get them to do what he wanted them to do. So I I've like really firmly believe that um like vision and culture is something that is co-created. I think that, like, as a leader, you have a great, skill set and tools, but you also have blind spots. And you have things that, you're not going to excel at or you're not going to see that somebody else will. And that's where like collaboration and co-creation as it relates to like building that up, building a culture. I think that there's so much power in that because then you get instant investment in the stakeholders, right? And yeah, I think the really the blockade can be when you're trying to come up with all this by yourself. You're trying to like formulate this whole thing by yourself, or trying to go at it alone. Um, People go further together, and I think that's you're touching on teamwork a lot. And I'm way more apt to like give my all to something that I had a voice in.